I am Justin. He is...
I'm Devin.
I'm Maddie. I'm Haley. I'm Ellie.
I'm Trey.
And he's Trey. And today we are going to show you a movie and a presentation. Now we look at the movie. Happy Dragons. The first science we will be showing you is biology.
About how a body heals itself, like when the cells go through a cut, right when you cut yourself. And so people in the makeup industry learn a lot of biology. In our studies, we have found that the main thing used in pyrotechnics is chemistry. What chemistry is the study behind all things that are made up in the universe, like matter and particles of matter. And how chemistry is used in pyrotechnics is during the explosion, which is what pyrotechnics is made up of.
Pyrotechnics is the art of explosives.
So, some of the explosives that we have studied are bubbly and big, and some of them are really hot. And the first explosion that we studied is called nitrocellulose. The nitrocellulose explosion is made up of three main elements. The first being sodium bicarbonate. Sodium bicarbonate is what we call baking soda, and is a vinegar-like substance. The second ingredient is sulfuric acid, and sulfuric acid is a highly corrosive material which can burn off the paint on a car in 2 seconds. And the last one is nitrocellulose, which is the main ingredient. And what all these ingredients do is, when put on paper and soaked and properly made, they all create a great explosion whenever it's set on fire.
Another explosive is the Ninja Bomb, which was made up of lots of match heads and potassium nitrate. Potassium nitrate was discovered in the late 1600s and is made up of potassium and nitrogen. It is mixed with several different dry ingredients to create gunpowder.
Pyrotechnics is a great explosion, but if you try it at home, we advise you to be safe.
So geology is basically the science of like rocks and crystals, much like this little crystal right here. And it's used in movies to make sets look prettier. Like if you're in a Grand Canyon movie, like where you have a part where you're in the Grand Canyon, you can decorate with some rocks. And it really makes a set look nice. Rocks. Alright. So, one thing they use is clay. Clay is made from weathered rocks. In some of the minerals it contains are kaolinite, marshmallite, apatite, and illite. And basically the weathered rocks from weather and different things. The particles go in little particles of rock, and they go underground, and they make the clay.
Physics is the science behind motion, force, and energy. So say that a gun, for instance, the bullet travels really fast, and say that somebody's running, somebody's being chased by a car, monster trying to eat them. So yeah, probably that's physics.
Visual effects and CGI both use a thing called computer science, the study of the use and principles of computers. CGI and visual effects are used to create complex scenes that could not be filmed otherwise, either because the location doesn't exist or because filming it would be extremely dangerous, like with explosions, really big ones. Films that use CGI are Star Wars, Spider-Man, Jurassic Park, and many others. Jurassic Park was one of the first films to use a lot of CGI, sparking a new era in filmmaking. Spider-Man used real-time physics simulations within their CGI programs to create the webs in Spider-Man, which it was the first movie to do anything like that. And Star Wars, of course, brought the first few uses of green screen and the making of all those cool visual effects programs. Here I will demonstrate the uses of CGI and visual effects. Here, it looks like a normal scene, but how it came to be is I took my hand and panned down, and originally it was really shaky because it took all the force from my arm and just put it into the camera. So what I did is I tracked it in a program called After Effects, and what it did is it took just the scenery and created a brand new camera focusing on just the scenes, and it took my camera out of it. So what you're seeing is not actually real. It wasn't actually filmed. So you're seeing not film or pixels, but pictures. Original films. That was planned. And now we will show you a Prezi.
Science in the Movies Part 2. About this.
What do you do with a dead scientist? You bury Alright, what did you
Okay.
Please.
Please. Science in the Movies Part 2.
I turned it down. Okay, so sometimes the computers can do all the work for you, and which is why we're wearing this. This is called a green screen suit or a morph suit, and they wear these in films to basically, if you want to animate a moving character, they will either use this or another type of suit which has basically giant golf balls on you, and then they capture your movement, and they do the same thing that I used in my example, but on people.
Okay, so this is chemistry. I'm going to be showing you 7 pieces on this side. Alright, so one really cool thing they do in movies is make sugar glass. It's basically just like grass, except made with sugar. So it doesn't cut you as easy, and you can break it a lot easier. So, what you do is you pour in some water. It's still better. You got it on me. And then you pour in the sugar. The sugar goes into the water. The sugar goes into the water because the molecules in the sugar fit into the molecule space in the water. And then, so we just make sure that the sugar in the water, it doesn't like crack, which makes it basically just little shards instead of a full piece of glass. Put in some cornstarch. How do you still this? What?
It's not okay.
Alright. Then we cook it at hard crack stage, which is about 180 degrees. And then, after a long while, we'll have sugar glass. Alright, I'm going to go take the back.
Okay, so, talking about physics. First thing is about the guns. Like I said, the science in the movie is part 1. Got water. That their bullets go really fast. Yeah, and then I said, running like a car chasing after a person, that's physics because they're in motion.
from the car and the person. And so I have another clip, and you have to go back. Put the video there. And that's physics.
Okay, so I need a volunteer to make some simple cuts. Okay, just kidding, I'm not actually going to use a knife, but I'm going to use my dad. Okay, Mr. Trent, please come up here. Okay.
Praise
Okay.
God.
So, here, I'll come over here. So, right there. Okay, so first, what you'll do is you take a marker, like a Sharpie or just a regular marker, and you draw a line where you want the cut to be. And then you take some Vaseline, and you can get them at the gas station or just anywhere, and you just put a little bit around the little marker, the place where you drew with the marker. And then, okay, so this, where you take some water, and you, 1 second, get this thing off. There's somebody.
Water.
Yeah, water. It's regular water. You can get out of the sink. Okay, and then you wet like a tissue thing, like toilet paper or the stuff you blow your nose with, or whatever. Whatever it is you want to use. Not a paper towel because it's too thick. And you just kind of, well, mine's messed up now. Dang it. Okay, and
Remix.
yeah. And it kind of gets a little flimsy and stuff. So you put that, you be really careful because it'll tear it easy. And you put that over it. And then you take scissors and you cut off the edge, which I'm not going to do because it takes a while. But yeah, you get the idea. Okay. And then you'll take a Q-tip. If you want, if like there's any spots that are still kind of dry, kind of like